Hey!
Dude, what's going on?
Doug! What's up, buddy?
Fist bump, man. Fist bump.
Hey, man.
Actual fist bump. Don't try
How's
that.
it going? One more time.
It's right. There you go. That's
Buddy.
oh my gosh.
So, hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah, that's right. Happy New Year to everybody.
We are coming at you. We've got some COVID concerns in the household, so we are coming at a different angle here. We're going to call an audible and make sure we still bring everybody to the show. Omaha.
Oh, that's right.
Omaha.
Where's Peyton with Omaha, right? You know, that's exactly what we're doing, folks. So it doesn't stop the fact that you've got Carl over here, you got me, Doug, we got Fire and Brimm Sports, and we're back for the Wildcard weekend show. And despite what's going on in our houses right now, where we're all both like hermetically sealed in rooms, we're calling the Omaha and we're still doing the doggone show.
Show must go on, man.
The show must go on. That's right. That's exactly right. Still got the Fire and Brimm shirt on too, you know. So and you are wearing your apparel.
Lions pride, buddy. Come on now. We got a top 10 pick in the draft.
There was one new follower on YouTube, and he was just all over you last week about, you get this guy wearing this Lions jersey, and he's just
apparently he's a new listener. He must not follow along. I mean, anybody who has seen this knows that I'm gonna dog on the Browns, no pun intended. And yes, I'm a Lions fan, and I'm in no way saying the Lions are better. Oh, look at my great Lions team.
Oh,
whatever. The Browns are garbage. Did you see them almost lose that game to the Steelers backups? What do you even get me started for, Doug? Dude, I wasn't even going to go there.
Dude, this is you right here.
Almost. I almost pulled it off altogether. Pittsburgh almost won that game. How did they almost lose that? Cleveland's terrible. They are going to get just – I'll save it. Hey, they made the playoffs. Good job, Cleveland. Good job, Cleveland. I think their season is a success. They can pack their bags and go home now. Good job. Good job.
Give them credit. Give them credit.
Just okay is okay.
They're better than my Raiders over here, right? Whereas I got to get this. Yeah, my Raiders over here, and then also your Lions.
Oh, they're far better than the Lions, but they're still garbage. So.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Cleveland.
Oh, we're going to take the hit. Okay. Let's talk about garbage. And I think garbage is, and at least I'm thinking about garbage. I'm thinking about our week records, at least my records, man. It is what it is, right? It's a tough season. I did this, but dude, I thought you were going to come back. I thought you were going to tie. 124
and 126. Now, I mean, we put our thoughts in on all 255 games this season. But look, if I had played all 255 games in Vegas, if you just figured at $100 a game, I'd be down about $1,000 with the juice. So I'd be down about $1,000. That's not a successful 2 games under. We won't talk about Doug. That's a rough go.
I'm listen, yeah, it doesn't matter.
I will say where our season was a success is not in the picks, but in the general overall entertainment value that we bring. Look, I understand this is a serious handicapping show. Okay, we take this very serious, and we try to win. But we definitely give insight that maybe you don't see anywhere else.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
It is an understatement.
Okay, here's a good thing. We're still doing this in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, man.
You can still, finish mathematically above 500 here, and I'm rooting for you.
Look, I'm locked in. I am locked in on the playoffs. I can tell you that. I have done the work. I've done the research. I've been in the war room. And I am locked in, buddy. I'm ready to roll. So, hey, nice job, Alex. Let's talk about the records last week. Goodness gracious. That's our he takes over as our guest picker champion at 11.
That's right, 11-1. Now, here's the cool thing. He told us last week that his wife made the picks for him. The week before, when he won, his wife helped him. This week, he said his wife made the picks.
Hey, Mrs. Alex, she's the champion.
Alex, send your wife to Vegas. Take her out to Vegas.
Just go, man.
There you go. If she could do
that's
that,
a winning week. 11-4, you made money.
Oh, 11? No doubt about that.
Yep.
Now, here's the cool thing. Alex was not the only one to go 11-4-1. Check out these scores, man. You've got Brad Sports.
Consistent. Mr. Consistent. Yep. Nice job.
Awesome. In fact, everybody on Twitter just did an awesome job as well. I mean, you run down the records. I mean, net it all out. This is awesome, man.
Yep.
And then we go to YouTube. It didn't stop. I mean, everybody was having some really good records. And you got John Bonet and Andy Nunez again, 2 weeks in a row. He also is finishing the top 11-4-1. And then we're still not done. Look at this. We've got more
from one. Yeah.
Absolutely. A couple of folks 11-4-1. So what we did was we went, and I'm going to switch the screen here. We went back and
we had to draw a winner.
Got the helmet out. We did the pick out of the helmet, and Brad Ward is the one who we're going to have on the board this week with joining us on the picks board for the Wildcard weekend picks.
All right. Good deal.
Hey, but you know what? To everybody.
Great week, guys. Great week. 11-4-1s. Recognize those 11-4-1s.
It's, I mean, anytime. That's huge, right?
Yep.
So, okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and talk about some playoffs? What do you think?
I'm ready, man. I'm locked in. I'm telling you, Doug.
Okay, this is it. Okay. So I want to start with a little bit of fun here. Here's AFC. Okay, we've got, just go ahead and read them, Carl. What do you got in the AFC here?
Well, so, I mean, the Chiefs get the bye. They're the number one overall seed. Buffalo is just playing absolutely lights out. I mean, have you dug into the numbers of Buffalo lately?
Oh, they're huge. Remember, Allen was the number one rated quarterback in, fantasy, from points wise. So that alone is just taking it. And their defense is playing well too.
They are playing absolutely lights out football. I don't know if there's anybody playing better than Buffalo right now. I really don't. But we'll get into that a little bit too when we talk about the game. Steelers are reeling. Can they pull it back? That first round matchup, Tennessee, Baltimore. Wow, what a powerhouse game!
They're all. I mean, you got the Colts and the Bills, you've got the Browns and the Steelers, you've got the Ravens and the Titans.
This looks like, though, when I look at this picture, I feel like you're going to ask me the question: which one of these teams don't belong?
No, here's what we're going to do. We see this, right? Okay, here's some fun. Here is what we predicted at the beginning of the season.
Oh my gosh!
So let's see here. Ravens, Bills, Colts, Browns. I went with the Patriots and the Chiefs. Had the Chiefs in there and Steelers. So really, I was only wrong. The Patriots. I didn't get the Titans.
Wow, good job, man! You called 7 of the 8 playoff teams.
But wait a minute, you did the same thing, dude. No, you had the Texans and you had the Patriots.
Yeah.
So you didn't get the Titans and the Browns. So I got 6 of the 7 in the AFC, and you got what, 5 of the 7 in the AFC. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh my God,
that's pretty solid. I mean, the laugher that I didn't know how this season was gonna go, but I had Cam taking the Patriots to this. What a joke! I didn't even know we were going. Oh my gosh! Look, I'm a fool. All right, that's terrible.
I remember looking at you when we recorded that show.
I had some kind of I wanted to see this clash between the Patriots and Tampa Bay, but obviously I think we know what came out of that.
Oh my gosh!
This is ridiculous. That was, and our first comment of the season, if you remember, somebody watched that show, watched our predictions, and said that's the worst show I've ever seen in my life. Worst show I've ever seen. And seeing my picks, I kind of see where it was coming from, to be honest.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I don't know. This is a great 7 teams. When you look at these 7 teams, I don't know if there's one in the AFC that I feel bad about being left out. Honestly, I mean, the Dolphins are going to be there in years to come.
Yeah,
ready yet this year.
Cleveland will go back to being Cleveland, but I'm gonna stop. They made the playoffs. Cleveland is in the playoffs. It doesn't matter what I say. It does not matter what I say. Cleveland now has go win a Super Bowl, Cleveland, or just okay is okay, whatever you want to do.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
All right. Doesn't matter what I say. I'm not affecting the game.
Okay, let's take a look real quick here. Give us a rundown of the NFC.
Pretty much, I don't know. So for the whole season, we've always said that the class was coming out of the AFC, that outside of, for the longest time we were on Seattle. We felt Green Bay and Seattle were the two champions coming out of the NFC, that everybody else was just kind of, just okay. I still kind of feel that way, except I'm really impressed with the Bears right now. Washington, obviously somebody has to come out of there, but they've played better with Alex Smith under center. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen here? I think looking at those teams, I mean, really, I still only think 3 of them can make – 2 of them can make the Super Bowl. I don't know. Maybe anybody out of those could, really.
I mean, you got to look at the old quarterbacks. And I don't know if you saw, it was a comment that Ben made this week. And he goes, I want to finish on top of all the old quarterbacks. And when you think about it, you got Roethlisberger, right? You've got Brady, you've got Breeze, you've got Rodgers, you've got Phillip Rivers, you've got, Alex Smith. You've got all of these quarterbacks that are like 36, 37 years older, And Ben says, I want to finish on top of all the old guys. So it really is interesting. So I'm going to go with the experience. I mean, because you've got Rodgers, you've got Breeze, you've got Russell Wilson, and you've got Brady, right? I mean, these guys have all been in the show before. Jared Goff has been too. But, I'm going to say it's going to be between the Packers and the Bucs, just because of those 2 guys. I love the Saints. I love Breeze and the Saints.
I don't.
The problem is all roads go through Green Bay, and nobody wants to play in Green Bay in the middle of
fans or no fans. It's going to be cold.
It doesn't matter. That's right. You're right. Lambeau Field or not, Lambeau Field is cold where the fans in the stands it is freaking cold, and nobody wants to go play Green Bay at that time except Aaron Rodgers. He's the only guy around that wants to play in Green Bay at that time. So I think advantage Green Bay, definitely.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
If there's somebody that can pull it off in the cold, it's this guy, because he's played in New England all of his career, and it's not like it's warm up in New England. I think advantage, Rodgers, but my gut says, how do you not put money on the GOAT? I love Breeze, but outside in the cold, not too certain about that.
How did you get our picks up, our preseason picks for the NFC?
There you go. There it is right there. Here's the scary part. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of it's an uglier mess in this one.
Did you take the Lions?
I had the Lions to make the playoffs. I had the 49ers, so there's 2 outs. I get the Bucs. I had the Vikings to win the division. Oh my gosh, I had the Cowboys. So out of 7 teams, I got the Seahawks, I got the Saints, and I got the Bucs. That's it. 3 out of 7. Oh my gosh, that's as good as I was in the AFC. Oh, that was putrid in the NFC. How about you? Give me the rundown in yours.
There's Seattle. I had Seattle as the number 1 seed, but there's Green Bay as number 2.
Yep.
So Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans. I had New Orleans, and then Tampa. So those 4, I think, are the strongest teams. And then Philly, that's the AFC or the NFC least.
Oh,
and
that's
then
right.
San Francisco instead of the Rams. So
yeah, that's right.
Four out of 7.
That's right. You would actually put 2 helmets on top of each other here. And I think your other team was, what division were you missing there?
What did I do there?
You got the – just had to pull that off to remember who you had there. But you were just about like me, though. I mean, just then when you look at just trying to remember who he had. Okay, well, you had the Bucs going to the Super Bowl, and I had the Seahawks. So at least we're still on that. Yeah. We've got our teams going to the Super Bowl. So that was just kind of fun. I pulled it up. It's like, oh man, look at that.
Looks like I might have said the Lions were going to make the playoffs. I think.
Oh, you know what? You did say the Lions. That's right. You did say the Lions. You said the Lions are going to make it as a wild card team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So
again, worst show ever.
So,
get that off there. Let's move on.
That's right. Get it out of here quick. I mean, somebody's going to screen capture this. Okay, we're going to get off that. All right, what do you say? We're going to talk about the games in a minute here, but I'm going to spend a minute on something I have a lot of fun with all the time, and I've been having a lot of fun all season long. It's the coaching carousel.
Man, that's a lot of.
Was it a bloody Monday or what? Was it an absolutely bloody Monday? Because on Monday, Gase was gone, Doug Marrone was gone, and Anthony Lynn were all gone. So if you are a potential head coach, which of these teams, you got the Falcons, you've got the Texans, you got the Lions, Jets, you got the Jaguars, and you got the Chargers, who would you want to coach for?
You know, you can talk about the teams like Jacksonville and the Jets where you're going to get, a starting quarterback. But I think I could go to Houston and win now is what I feel like. I feel like I've got the pieces in place. You shore up that defense a little bit better. Again, you've already got, Watts and solid pieces there. And I think Deshaun Watson is a superstar. When Will Fuller was in there, they were so much more dynamic. I just think you're a couple pieces away in Houston from winning and a good coach away. So that's where I would go, just because I think I could put the pieces together and win now.
I hear that. If there's a team that I would want, it would be the Chargers. Just because Justin Herbert, he's now proven himself after the first year. We
have so many good young quarterbacks in the league right now.
I know. The other one would have to be the Jaguars, and that's because they get the number 1 draft pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of camps too. But to me, Herbert is already he's proven himself out. So if you're an offensive-minded head coach, I'm hearing like Urban Meyer is in the potential running for that. Well, it's up to Urban, right?
Urban's in the running. I heard him more for Jacksonville. He's in the running for San Diego too, huh? Or Los Angeles, I mean.
At least they had it listed. Now you also have Eric Bieniemy, who is the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City. You've got Brian Daboll, who is the offensive coordinator for Buffalo.
Saleh, the defensive coordinator in San Francisco.
I'm hearing his name a lot for the Lions, but no, don't do that, Lions. They do that all the time. They go to these defensive coaches. I don't want a defensive head coach.
We've had that talk before, and I put no stock in offense or defensive head coach. I don't put any stock in that whatsoever. I think that Patricia was just the wrong guy because he was the wrong guy, regardless of what his specialty is supposed to be. If you're a head coach, you need to manage the entire organization. You need to manage the whole show. And I really don't care what your specialty is. I'm looking for somebody that can manage the whole organization. And Saleh, if he's the guy, it has nothing to do with him just bringing his defensive mind to the team, because you still have to play both sides of the ball. I don't have you bring him in and he picks the right offensive coordinator. A good head coach is going to surround himself with the best people. When you go back and you look at the teams that have won in the past and you look at their coaching trees, I always think about like the Bill Walsh coaching tree or the Holmgren coaching tree, all these guys that they put around them. That's what makes them successful. Patricia didn't put anybody good around him.
Yeah,
I think Saleh would. I put no stock in whether you're an offensive guy or a defensive guy.
You hearing the reverberation there, dude?
What's that?
You hearing background noise?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Colin Cowherd said, just because you work with a genius or stand next to a genius doesn't mean you're smart either. So the guys like Patricia, just because he was with Bill Belichick,
right,
that doesn't mean that you are, as smart as everybody thinks that you are.
No.
So I'm with you. But Andy Reid, the coaching tree with Bieniemy in that, I think that's probably a good fit. And you're right. I mean,
he's still going to have to surround himself with good people, right? Looks like Stefanski maybe did that in Cleveland.
Absolutely. All right. So
Stefanski did a hell of a job in Cleveland this year. Jeez, oh Pete's.
He did.
Great job.
He did. He really did. You got to give him credit. I think that's a great pickup. Absolute great pickup. He looks like a coach. He's doing everything you need to do as a coach. And you're right, Salah, when you look at the dude, when I look at the dude, he does look like a head coach. I mean, he's got that moxie. He got that. There's an intangible about being able to lead a team, any organization.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just born with that. And you look at the dude, he looks like he does have what it takes to be a head coach.
I agree.
So enough of that. We're going to be following that as it goes along, over the next couple weeks, a month, and that. So let's real quick. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Let's talk about the drafting. Just the top 10. And we've got, well, of course, Jags. You got one. You got the Jets. You got the Dolphins. So here, these three teams, three of the first four teams, you got no head coach right now. So you're coming in, you got an opportunity to pick up a nice draft pick to begin with. The Bengals, boy, wow. You get Joe Burrow back, and then you get a nice draft pick to start next year.
Yeah, I read them looking at them. They may be looking at an offensive lineman.
You had to protect Burrow, right? Protect your asset. The Eagles, man, I think the Eagles can use help everywhere. I see Devonta Smith is, a lot of projections have him going there. What about your Lions, man? What about the Lions?
I saw a couple mock drafts where they may trade up to try and get the next best quarterback. They may be looking at the Stafford era replacement. If somebody's there, probably move. I mean, there's 4 stud quarterbacks that are out there.
If I were down, I would trade down. I
don't think there's any. I haven't heard any rumblings of that.
Yeah,
doing that, but I think they're trying to strike one of those top 4 quarterbacks to get behind Stafford.
Sure,
I think that's what we're looking at between Trevor, Wilson, Fields, and Lance, the North Dakota State. So.
Yeah, now Fields, I'm not sold on Fields. Ohio State fan of mine, I am or not. I'm not sold on Fields. I think he holds the ball too long. It's not going to play well in the NFL. But hey, you know what? Well, we will see. So this is going to be fun. What we'll do is we'll put together 1 or 2, shows just devoted to the draft. We'll put on our draft hats on, and should get a lot of comments and a lot of feedback from folks. That's for sure.
Yeah, we can make some phone calls to the top guys in the league, and we'll get the inside info. We'll figure out what's going on. I'll get on the horn.
Because what do you call this? What do you say? This is
a serious handicapping show. Listen, we have the information. We know what we're talking about. All right. Like all just right. Blindly make some picks without touching my sources.
All right. Why don't we go ahead? Well, let's get into the week here. All right. You want to do brown bag, man?
You know what? Look, brown bag. I thought the brown bag this week was who really dropped the ball. I went down the list and everybody did what they had to do.
Yeah.
Nobody dropped the ball significantly. There were a couple teams that needed to win that didn't. One of those, I'm going to go with Miami. It's hard to give them a brown bag for losing to the Bills, but the fashion that they lost to them, they did get rolled by them. And they needed the win to make the playoffs. The Bills weren't improving their position at all, and Miami fell out of contention. So it's hard to bang on them that bad, but they did lose, and they did make their way out of the playoffs with a 10-6 record. So Miami's
we got you up there with Miami. I'm gonna go Eagles, man. I'm gonna go Eagles just because they took out Hurts. In the beginning of the fourth quarter, they could still have won that game with Hurts. And then when they put in that third stringer, I don't even forget his name, it's like you could tell that they were just tanking. I mean, to me, it looked like they were tanking. I mean, but I don't blame them in a way for tanking, because if they'd have won the game, they'd have had a number 9 draft pick. But by losing the game, they have a number 6 draft pick.
See, I would have thought Arizona would have been up there for one of my picks too, because they lost to a team they should have beat. But there's the brown bag. Let's go. Let's do this. It's pick time. Pick city.
All right, let's do it, man. Okay, let's start her on out. And remember, we got Brad on the board. So, hey, Sorry, I jumped into it already.
No, man, look. Here's the thing. Buffalo, there are so many things that point to Buffalo destroying the Colts in this game.
Yeah.
Their last 6 games, the Bills have won by 30, by 29, by 29, by 11, by 10, and by 10. That's their last 6 games. They, since the bye week, 6-0, and they have not scored less than 26 points. Actually, that's the Colts. So I think the Colts. But here's the thing: even with everything pointing towards the Bills, the Colts have not scored less than 26 points. 24 points on the season. They're going to score 24, 26 points. The Colts are going to put some points on the board. I think they're going to grind it out enough with Jonathan Taylor to keep the game slower. The Bills may score 28. The Bills may score 31. I'm really cutting it close here with that 6.5. I think that number is right on a touchdown. I think the Bills win, but I think the Colts cover. And I am going to go with the Colts. But the Bills are on a roll. They are pounding everybody. But when it's teams play a little tighter. Now it's the playoffs. It means everything. It's win or go home. So it might be a little closer than 6.5.
Okay, I'm going to go with there's a background again. If you want to take a look, I'm not sure it's on your end or my end there. But I'll tell you what's on my end is going to be the Bills here, man. I'm going to go all over with the Bills. After seeing what they did last week with the Dolphins.
They're killing everybody. They're killing everybody. They've been doing it. They haven't won by less than 10 in 6 weeks.
Absolutely. And so I just don't see them stopping that roll. I mean, it's a Bills team that's rumbling.
Yep.
And I'm just not seeing them stop. I mean, the Colts and Taylor, you're right, will slow down the game a bit, try to keep it in front of them. But if the Bills get going, once they get rumbling, they're just running downhill.
They are killing everybody. There's no reason. It's a tough pick.
Let's see what Brad's got. Brad's going with the Bills too. All right, dude. Let's go on to let's just stick in.
This is a powerhouse game right here. This is an absolute powerhouse game with Henry. Tennessee's playing well. Baltimore is right now. Baltimore is a train I don't see being slowed down at all. They have really put it together. And a 3.5-point spot. I think they are going to win this game by a touchdown. I think it's going to be 2 teams just smashing heads all game, but Baltimore is going to pull away and win the game.
I think it's going to be a black and blue type of game, isn't it? Yep. They're just going to be beating each other up. And Lamar Jackson is going to do everything in this game. It doesn't matter what he has to do to win the game. He's going to win it. I'm going with the Ravens too. And let's see what Brad's going. Brad is going with the Titans.
Brad seems like he's a little off his game today.
Yeah,
that guy knows what he's doing over there at Ward on Sports.
He knows what he's doing, that's for sure. All right, dude. Okay, how about the Sunday night game? I mean,
this is a no-brainer. The coach isn't going to be on the sideline. I don't know if he's going to be zooming in or FaceTiming with anybody during the game. But the Steelers are going to win. The Steelers are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns.
I'm actually surprised at 6 points. I think that's a lot. I don't think
it's enough. I think Steelers win by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, so you're going with the Steelers, obviously. I mean,
good job, Cleveland, making the playoffs. You're good. Good job. Happy for you and all that good stuff. Coach might be coach of the year. Good job. But it's over.
This is Carl the Grinch we're talking about.
It's over. It's over, Cleveland. It's over.
Okay.
It's over.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go with the Browns. I'm going to take those points, man. I'm not saying they're winning.
It's funny that we still got the Brown Bags tag up there at the bottom, and we're talking about it. It's like the Browns should have been up there.
Well, we can see about that next week. Let's guess what Brad's going with. You want to make a guess who he's going with?
Like if Brad's on his game, he seems off his game. He probably took the Browns.
Yeah, he took his Browns.
Yeah, he's a little shaky this week. We'll see.
He is all Browns. All right, let's move over to the NFC.
He has a winning record every single week, so I really can't.
It's kind of hard to argue with what he does. He does a great job with it. All right, let's go to the okay. Normally, this is a nice-looking game, or at least on paper, it sounds like a nice-looking game. He's coming off that thumb injury. I think he's playing.
He is supposed to play, and the Rams' defense tends to always give Russell Wilson some fits. They have his number, but I am going to stick with Seattle here. I think that they are peaking at a good time, and I think they cover the 3.5 as well.
You know what? It's hard to go against Russell Wilson. It's the playoffs.
Yeah,
it's Russell Wilson. It's like Roethlisberger in the playoffs. Remember Ben against the Ohio teams. You never go against Ben.
Never go against Ben and the Ohio teams. I'm the only one that took the advice there.
you took the advice. Yeah, but Brad's going with the Rams. He's taking those 3.5 points. He's going with the Rams. That's a gutsy pick, man. That's a really gutsy pick.
Listen, if Brad comes out of this thing like 6-0, I am just going to bow down before the King, His Royal Highness. That's amazing.
I mean, yeah, he figures this one out. I mean, yeah, give him an A+ there. Okay, here's an interesting game. This is a team that, you picked Tampa to go to the Super Bowl, right?
I did. Yep, I sure did.
Okay, so I know that you're picking Tampa to win.
Here's the thing: is that 8.5? I think Washington. This is one of those games where Tampa should go in and roll them. Yeah. Washington coming out of the NFC least, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to leave it all on the field. Alex Smith is having, has led this team. He's going to be playing. And I think Washington is going to have the ball in the fourth quarter with a chance to win the game. Even Tampa Bay's offense is high-powered, but I think Washington will surprise and keep this one a game.
All right, let's see what I got here. You got Washington. I'm going Washington. Brad is going Washington as well.
So I'm a little concerned about my Washington pick, seeing how Brad's a little off his rocker this week, but we'll see.
So remember, these are all what we think as, with the points. I don't think that Washington's going to win the game, but 8.5 points, they'll keep it close enough on that. No doubt about it. Tampa Bay is going to win the game, but give us 8.5. Now, talk about a lot of points. I was actually shocked by this one.
I love this game. I love this game because there are two teams that I would like to be able to ride through the playoffs here a little bit, and that's Baltimore and Chicago. And I think Chicago can not just cover this 10, but win this football game. I think Chicago can win this football game, and especially given the fact it's not going to be a packed house, right? It's different when you're playing on the road in the playoffs and it's really loud. This is still a season with no fans. I think the Bears can win this game.
Wow. That's a heck of a pick. So you got the Bears. I'm going to the Saints. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think the Saints are going to cover. I think they're just going to be a track meet. The Bears, I don't know who you're going to get every single week, even though they're tough. But I see Trubisky throwing a couple picks, maybe going back to his old form. I'm going to give up those points. There's a lot of points to give up any year, especially in the playoffs. That's actually nuts, is what that is. But oh well, that's a new thing, not a new thing for me. And Brad looks like he's along the line with you, dude. He is.
Bears, yeah.
So one thing I did forget there, as we're going through all the picks, and what happened to our picks? Let's see here. Do you still see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I did forget, and I've got to do this because I'm not going to give up, is I do have a Kool-Aid pick this week.
Oh, Buffalo!
It is the Buffalo Bills.
Your Kool-Aid pick is Buffalo to cover that 6.5?
I've got them to cover that 6.5.
Drink that Kool-Aid. Drink that Kool-Aid.
They're going to be hashtag Bills Mafia.
Oh, man. I can't believe you did that.
It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts.
All right, man. All right. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Look, the Bills, I think everything points to the Bills just rolling in that game, which just makes me think that somehow the Colts are going to keep it close because they're killing people. They are killing people.
They are. So that runs down all of the games. So what do you think that we take a second, just a real quick second here, and maybe talk about a little bit of college action here? And let me see where the screen went. Hang on.
Who do you like in that? Who? I mean, Doug, you're an Ohio State guy. We know that, and I like the Buckeyes about as much as I like the Browns. I probably like the Browns a little bit more, to be honest. So if you want to talk about your Buckeyes a little bit, I think Alabama is way too good at every position, top to bottom, and they probably win that game by 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, you can't deny, even if you're a Buckeye fan. I mean, that is the team. Alabama's the team. They've got it, like you said, east to west, north to south. That covers everything. I mean, you got Mac Jones at quarterback. You got Devonta Smith at wide receiver. You got Najee Harris at running back. Where do you stop?
Alabama's played 12 games.
Yeah, they have.
All right, so I want to be careful here, because if you want to talk about riling up fan base, I could upset Ohio State. I'd be concerned for my safety where I live with Ohio State fans. So I think it's going to be a great game. I think Ohio State deserves to be there. And who knows what's going to happen. 7.5 sounds like a pretty good line. And Ohio State has surprised before in the past with even third-string quarterbacks. So
yeah,
they're well coached.
Justin Fields, his body's broken. He had to have had broken ribs, against Clemson. He's going to play. Who knows how long, if he could play the whole game. I'd love to say that Ohio State will at least get within the 7.5. That would be, kind of my fantasy pick.
If they were within 7.5, then you had an entertaining national championship game to watch.
Absolutely. You can only hope that could be. But at the end of the day, as much as I'm an Ohio State homer, I'm just going to step back and say, hey, Alabama, I would be happily surprised Alabama didn't win the game. Of course I would be. But you just got to look at it on that and say Alabama just has the better team. They just look like it. They just carry themselves that way. But you know what? Look what Ohio State did against Clemson, though. They shocked me and they shocked the world against Clemson. Mm-hmm. I got to give them all the credit in the world on that.
Alabama 48, Ohio State 31.
Ooh, wow. Wow. Okay, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go Alabama 42, Ohio State 35.
Oh, there you go.
So there's my 7.5. So I'm taking Ohio State in the points to win, and then Alabama wins straight up. There you go. So, dude, what do you think about this? Doing this live, like a Zoomish type.
I can't wait till we're back in person. But you know what? I'm glad we had the option. The show is going on, and I'm glad we're out there. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see what everybody thinks. So,
absolutely.
What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of the Zoom world? Or the Streamyard world? My bad.
Yeah, Streamyard. Yeah, I should say Zoom. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll get the show on YouTube and Twitter, and we'll get on Facebook, just as like we always do. We want to hear everybody's comments as well, just as like we always do. I tell you, we just love them. I look forward to every week once we get it loaded up, seeing the comments.
I always go to see if I made anybody angry with my Browns comments. So I want to retract everything bad I said about the Buckeyes, though, just in case I really made anybody mad about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, hey everybody, get just subscribe if you get a chance to. Hit that button, subscribe. We can always use the viewers and subscribers. That's always a fun time.
Yeah.
So man, just have a great weekend. Enjoy the Wildcard weekend, man.
It's gonna be fun. Let's do it, guys. Let's go. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Yeah, unlike us, right now we are getting better. But you stay healthy. Have a great weekend, and then we'll see you for the divisional games next week.
Let's go. Good luck, Cleveland.
And Buckeyes. Go Bucks. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.